Ever notice how some people walk away from relationships and move on like it's nothing, while others stay stuck for months or even years? You delete the photos, stop checking their socials, tell yourself, I'm fine now, but somehow you're not. One song, one memory, one random moment, and boom, you're right back there. If you've ever asked yourself, why can't I move on? This is for you. Here's the real truth. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you're obsessed. And it's definitely not because you don't try hard enough. The real reason you can't move on is much deeper. And once you understand it, everything changes. Let's start with something nobody tells you. You're not just missing the person. You're missing the version of yourself you were when you were with them. Think about it. With them, maybe you felt seen. Maybe you felt important. Maybe you felt chosen. You weren't just in a relationship. You were in a story where you had a role, a meaning, a place. When that ended, it wasn't just them that left. That version of you disappeared too. And your brain doesn't just grieve people, it grieves identities. That's why moving on feels like losing a part of yourself. Another big reason you're stuck is unfinished emotional business. Not closure. Real closure rarely comes. It's the unanswered questions, the what ifs, the if only I had. Your mind keeps replaying moments, trying to rewrite the ending. It's like watching the same movie over and over, hoping somehow the ending will change. But your brain isn't doing this because it enjoys pain. It's doing it because it hates uncertainty. It wants answers, it wants meaning, it wants control. And when it can't get that, it keeps you emotionally tied to the past. Here's something else that might surprise you. Sometimes you're not holding on to love, you're holding on to hope. Hope that they'll change, hope that they'll come back, hope that one day you'll get the apology, the explanation, the message that finally makes everything make sense. That tiny hope acts like an emotional anchor. You can't move forward because a part of you is still facing backward. And as long as hope is alive, closure can't exist. Another reason you're stuck is because your brain confuses familiarity with safety. Even if the relationship was painful, even if it hurt you, it was still familiar. Your mind knew the patterns, the highs, the lows, the fights, the makeups. There's a strange comfort in knowing what to expect, even if what you expect is pain. The unknown feels scarier than the familiar hurt. So your brain says, stay where you at least know the rules. That's not weakness. That's survival wiring. Now let's talk about something most people ignore. Emotional addiction. When you're emotionally connected to someone, your brain releases chemicals, the same ones involved in pleasure, bonding, and motivation. Over time, your brain associates that person with emotional relief, excitement, and comfort. When they're gone, your brain doesn't just miss them, it goes into withdrawal. That's why you feel restless. That's why you crave them. That's why moving on feels physically uncomfortable, not just emotionally painful. It's not just heartbreak. It's your brain trying to return to a state it once knew. Another reason you can't move on is because you're still blaming yourself. You replay what you said, what you didn't say, what you should have done differently, and somewhere deep down, you believe, if I had done this better, maybe they would have stayed. That self-blame keeps you emotionally tied to the past, because as long as you believe you caused the ending, you believe you can mentally fix it. And as long as you believe you can fix it, you can't accept it. Acceptance doesn't come from understanding everything. It comes from releasing the need to understand. Here's the hardest truth. Sometimes you're not trying to move on. You're trying to go back emotionally. You say you want peace, but part of you still wants the connection. You want the feeling back, the attention, the comfort, the sense of being chosen. So you stay emotionally loyal to a memory, even when the person is gone. And memories don't argue. Memories don't reject you. Memories don't change. They stay frozen in time. Perfect, safe, untouchable. But they also keep you trapped. Let's flip the perspective for a moment. Moving on doesn't mean forgetting. Moving on doesn't mean pretending it didn't matter. Moving on doesn't mean you stop caring. Moving on means you stop letting the past control your present. It means you stop letting someone who is no longer in your life decide how you feel today. And here's the part most people miss. You don't move on by force. You move on by understanding what you're really holding on to. Ask yourself honestly, am I missing the person or the feeling? Am I missing them or the version of myself I was with them? Am I holding on to love or to hope? Because once you identify what you're actually attached to, you can finally begin to let it go. And no, letting go doesn't happen all at once. It happens in small, quiet moments. When you choose not to check their profile, when you don't replay the conversation again, when you stop explaining your pain to people who already left. Healing isn't dramatic. It's repetitive. It's boring. It's quiet. And that's exactly why it works. Here's a simple truth that can change everything. You don't need closure from them. You create closure when you decide to stop searching for answers in someone who is no longer part of your future. The real reason you can't move on isn't because you love too much. It's because you haven't yet learned how to let go of what no longer chooses you. And the moment you stop chasing what left, you make space for something that actually wants to stay. Not someday, not when you're healed, not after you understand everything. Right now. Because your life doesn't begin after you move on. Your life begins when you stop waiting to